Good afternoon everybody and welcome to the laminate flooring demonstration here at B&Q Swindon. I'm Loretta.
And I'm Matthew.
And we're going to show you the basic principles of laying laminate flooring. Laminate flooring is very, very simple to do. It looks fantastic, it's really hard wearing, it's got a really, really strong surface, it's very, very scratch resistant, and it's really, really popular nowadays in lots and lots of homes. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about the types of floor that you've got and the type of underlay that you might need. You need to remove all floor coverings that you've got in the room. You can't lay it on carpet or vinyl or lino or anything. You do need to remove everything that you've already got there, and you need to look at the floor that you've got underneath. The underlay you need it depends on the type of room you're going to put it in and the type of floor that you've got. We'll sell three main types of underlay. We've got the cheapest range is the very thin foam underlay, it's called, isn't it?
2mm foam underlay.
2mm, that's right.
It's 9.98, 10 metres squared. And then it moves up to the 3mm underlay, which is very similar.
That's this one.
But it's just a bit thicker, a bit better quality, gives you more give. Or if you've got a bit of an uneven floor, like floorboards, and you can move up to the wood fibre board, what that gives you a lot more spread across the floor, so it gives a lot more pressure for the joints, so it doesn't strain them.
You might also need to use a damp-proof membrane. That basically is going to stop any moisture coming through onto your laminate flooring. The easiest way to check if you've got any damp on the floor is just get a piece of polythene, just about 1/2 metre square, tape it down to the floor, so you tape all four edges down onto the floor and leave it overnight. Go and check it in the morning. If there's any moisture underneath, then you have got moisture in the floor, and you do need to use a damp-proof membrane, which looks like this. So you need to put that down directly onto your concrete floor, or whatever type of floor you've got, and then you put your underlay on top of this. Okay, the really important thing when you're putting a floor down is the expansion gap. I'm sure you've all heard of it, but it's absolutely crucial. Now this is just a gap, approximately 10mm all the way around the edge of your room. This is because it's a floating floor and the floor will move. Without the gap there, you might end up with the floor coming in together like this, and it will happen. It doesn't happen if you do the expansion gap. Now the best way to do this is to use these things called wedges, and you can put them together either like this or put two together. As long as it creates a gap of approximately 10mm, then that should be absolutely fine. You need to do that all the way around the room, and obviously you do remove these at the end, ready to put down your scotia.
You're not restricted just using scotia to cover the expansion gap. You can use all sorts. If you've got skirting boards already, you can pull the skirting boards off, lay the floor, put the skirting board back over the top of the expansion gap if you don't want something that's going to clash. Or a lot of people like to use white scotias and then gloss with the scotia with the skirting boards, so then it's barely seeable. But if you did want to use scotia, it's very easy. We've got loads of tools to cut it with. You can use a mitre box, you can use the clippers, which Loretta's got there. It's the simplest thing if you want to show them. Just literally, just put it in. You choose the angle you like, and then
most rooms are 45 degrees.
Yeah, most rooms, a corner, a normal 90-degree corner would be 45 degrees on opposite sides. That's it, and then just chop down, and it's easy as that, and then that's done. So it's a very easy job to do the scotias.
How do I stick the scotias down?
There's two main ways, to be honest with you. There's the scotia and skirt and fixing adhesive, which you can just literally squirt onto the back of the scotia here, stick to the skirting board, not to the floor, because the floor does expand through the summer and winter, so it will just grip the floor and it will ruin the floor, and could even ruin the middle of the floor where it comes together. Or you could just use simple panel pins, which just tack it to the skirting board if you've got a skirting board there and you don't want to use the adhesive.
Okay, so imagine this is our room. We would obviously have a wall here and here.
What you would need to do with the wedges, like we've just shown you, go around the edge of the room. It's quite difficult to show you on this because obviously we've got no walls, but if you get the idea of just literally slotting in between the walls at the start and then just working around.
All the way around?
Yeah, all the way around the room. You don't need to put them sort of 2 every metre, just go for sort of 4 each side. It's just literally just to hold the base.
So this is our laminate floor. It's got a profile around every edge. Now, 2 of the edges the end and the one that you will have facing towards you is bigger. The smaller profile is the one that you have away from you and towards the wall. You always start at the left-hand side. So we'd start here, put our wedges in and push it up against, and then we simply put our next board here.
That's it. And what you need to do, when you are laying laminate, you need to make sure you go around the edge of the room in rows. So you don't want to go in columns, you need to start in rows. So you go all the way up the side of the wall first, making sure that it's all nicely aligned, because otherwise that can mess up the joins. So that's all right.
Obviously, when you get to the end of the room, you're going to have to cut a board. It'd be very, very unusual to find a room that fits the exact width of the length of the plank. The best way to cut it is by using, if you've got a jigsaw, that's brilliant, or you can use a fine tooth saw.
The difference being is just to a normal saw, as you can see there, you've got loads more little teeth.
Also, if you're using a jigsaw, you must use a laminate blade, and the laminate jigsaw blade will cut on the downstroke and it won't split the top of the laminate. So once you've cut your board at the end, you can use the offcut to start your next row. As you can see, we've got the profile on this side ready to go on, and the rough side goes against the wall with a wedge, and you simply just put it at a 45-degree angle and position it down. This offcut needs to be a minimum of 30 centimetres. If it's any less than that, it's just going to not work, so you'd have to have an offcut of another size. And then you can use another full width board to continue. And
from here, what you need to do is, because obviously you lay laminate in rows, not in single pieces, so you need to line up here, so 45-degree angle, get it in nice and tight, and then lift the whole row up, like so, get it in, like so, and then come down, like that. So this is called Simply Fit. It's exactly the same finish, getting all mostly the same designs. The only difference is it's a bit of different locking mechanism. So it still works like that. Put it in on the first row, tap it down, and then when you tap it down, you should hear a click. And then that means that's clicked in right, and it's not going to come out. And then the main advantage of this from here is you can lock in another panel, like so. That's it. And then instead of this being a two-man job like it was before, or a three-man job, all you need to do, you don't need to touch that plank there, you've already laid, line up, like so, there you go, and then just tap on it, there you go, and then it clicks in, you can hear it click into place, and then that's going to stay there. So like I say, you can just walk up the road with single pieces of plank and it'll click into place, saving you have to lift the whole row up every time. And then that's Simply Fit.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah, it makes a job a lot easier.
Yeah.
So from here, that's the main basics of flooring covered. The only things you're looking at now are things like tidy pipes, door thresholds, and the maintaining of the flooring. You've got tidy pipes there, which I got. All they just cover the radiator pipes around the bottom of the flooring and up to the wall. They come in many different colours, silver, gold, wood effects, white, just blends it into the wall a bit more.
You've got the cleaning kit as well.
And then this is a door threshold. There are a few different types of different door thresholds, but this is the main one we recommend for laminate floorings, especially if you're going from a laminate to some other type of flooring like carpet, real wood, tiles. The way this works is you've got that yellow strip down there. All you need to do, peel the back off that, stick it to the floor in between the door, and then you've got these clips there. In a pack you get 2 or 3 different clips. You've got the white clips, the blue clips and the red clips. These are all different sizes. If there's a height difference, then you're going to have to use the red clips. If there's not a height difference, you use the white clips. And the blue clips if there's only a slight height difference. All it works, so you slip the clips in, just there, and then simply line it all up. And then it just clicks into place with a bit of weight, like that. And the way it works on like a teeth system. So all it will do, keep clicking into place until it finds the right height. Obviously, you do have to exert a fair amount of pressure on it without jumping on it and breaking it, obviously. But like I say, it'll find the right height for one side, and then if it's not the other, it'll keep clicking until it finds the right height for both sides. And then you get a nice tidy finish on the doors.
These kits are really good as well for laminate floor, because you mustn't mop a laminate floor. You shouldn't really get it wet. If it does get wet, you need to clean it up as quickly as possible. That's because of the type of material it's made with underneath. If it gets very wet, it will expand and it will just ruin the floor. So these kits are really, really good for cleaning the floor. These fitting kits are ideal as well. You do get some wedges in here. You might need to buy some more, and they are available separately as well. You've got the pulling bar and the tapping block in there as well. You can also get things like this, which protects your floor from furniture, because obviously that would be used and moved around, and it's obviously sat on. It can be quite heavy. We've also got the You Can Do It book as well, which has got great detailing. There's a couple of pages on there with laminate flooring, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's a fair old chapter within that of the laminate flooring.
And the how-to leaflet is really helpful because it's got a checklist in the back of all the tools and equipment that you need. So thank you very much for coming to our laminate flooring demonstration today. If you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask. We're going to be around for a few minutes. And we obviously can go through the flooring with you. It's all available behind us. We've got underlay, we've got flooring, we've got real wood flooring, we've got lots of different types. So feel free to ask. And thanks ever so much. And hopefully see you again soon. Thank you.